Alright guys, I think we have figured out what it is that ate our seedlings. Before I get into all of that, thank you for everyone who left a comment on our last video. A lot of you sympathized with us and a lot of you have had similar things happen, which kind of made me feel better. I don't know if that's kind of mean of me to be happy that other people have been through the same thing, but I was just comforted by the fact that a lot of you knew what kind of pain I was going through. So yeah, just thank you for all of those nice comments, and a lot of you had a lot of suggestions as well, which I'll kind of talk about later in the video. And real quick, just a little update on the actual seedlings. I only have one broccoli seedling left now. One of them got eaten because we were a little late to cover them up for the night. I guess they came out around dusk and they ate that one. So I only have one survivor left there. And I only have 2 Napa cabbage seedlings left. The other one had been pretty badly damaged and I think it just couldn't really come back from that. So only these 2 last ones left now. So that's a total of 3 seedlings left out of the 34 I started with. So basically, we just figured out what was eating our seedlings just by looking around. We were doing our little check of the plants, and then I kind of looked over and I noticed that there were these kind of like tunnels around, which I'll show you. So here's the little area, which is the site of the brassica. Whoever commented that, by the way, absolutely genius. Brassica massacre. I don't know why I didn't come up with brassica before, but yeah, that's what I'm going to be calling it now. And then we have this pathway here, and then I looked over to the side of this shed. We have a grapevine here, and at the base of the grapevine, I noticed this tunneling. Hopefully you can see it on camera, but you can see right at the base of this grapevine, there's a little tunnel, and it goes underneath the shed. And then it goes from there straight to where I put down this weed fabric. And I'm not sure how far it goes, but I'm assuming they made a little path straight to my garden. And after I saw that first one, I looked around and all of a sudden I could just see these paths everywhere. There's actually another one a little bit farther down. Here it is. It's kind of hard to see because there's been so much spring growth around here lately between like a mint bed and also the weeds, but you can very clearly see where they've dug. And again, it goes from underneath the shed straight to our weed fabric, and then I'm assuming right to our plants. And after I saw that, we kind of looked around this area and we're pretty sure they're just living underneath the shed as their home base. If I go around the back here, this is where we have a peach tree, and we saw some burrowing holes here. So you can see the little holes where they've probably been popping out. Here, this one you can see a little easier. That little burrowing hole. We've got another one right here. And then we've got a ton coming out from this bed behind the shed as well. We've got a couple really big ones right here. And some of these like little burrowing channels, again, they're kind of hard to see with the grass growing so quickly, but I can tell that they've been burrowing right here. You can see how like the grass is kind of dead around here. So they've just been taking over this area apparently. Another really big channel and hole over there and here. So from seeing all those signs, we have figured out that the animal that has been eating our crops are voles. And we've always known we've had like burrowing animals around here. We also have moles in our yard, but there's a difference between voles and moles. So I looked it up, and you know you have voles if you have kind of like these open channels like I showed you, versus moles, they usually burrow underground. So what you'll see is like raised mounds of dirt. And we have those too, but those are more like in our yard, not really in our garden. And the difference between the two is that voles really like to eat plants, and moles usually like to eat insects, worms, and grubs, and that's why they burrow under the ground. But the voles will kind of like travel above the ground, get to your garden, and eat all of your plants. So we definitely don't want that. But at least now that we know what kind of animal is eating our vegetables, now we can kind of develop a strategy and try to get rid of them. So I think what we're going to do today is we're going to go out and try and get some traps. And they kind of are like the shape and size of a mouse. So I think you can just use mouse traps on them. I'm going to have to double check and do a little bit more research, but I think that's what we're going to be doing. Sorry if that's a little upsetting to some people because those traps will kill the voles. But to be honest, we're just really not looking to relocate them. First of all, I don't know if that's legal in our area. And second of all, we live around a lot of farms and I don't want to release these where they'll just be an issue for other people. So yeah, we're just going to get traps that hopefully kill them. and we just don't want them in our garden. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to run out to the store and try and set those up. Since we have seen these little channels that we know that they are traveling through, what I've read is you just put them right where the channels are, and since we know that they are living around there, hopefully we'll be able to catch them. We'll see how it goes. As far as my plans for the row right now, a lot of people suggested that I just go out and buy new plant starts and replace the seedlings that died, and I totally understand that thought. I definitely thought about it for a second too, but there are a couple of reasons I don't really want to do this. First of all, I don't really like buying plant starts for things like broccoli and cabbage, where you're only getting like one head or crown per plant, because then you end up paying a lot for what you possibly might not even harvest. I'm much more willing to pay for like a tomato or pepper plant, something that you're going to get multiple harvests off of. So I usually do not buy plant starts for things like that. Even if you can get them pretty cheaply, say you can get like a 4 cell for $4, that's still $1 per plant, and a lot of times you can get a head of broccoli or cabbage at the store for like a couple bucks anyway, so at most I'd be saving $1 growing this broccoli. So that's just not really what I want to do. And the second reason is, until we catch the animals that are doing this, I could go out and spend like 20 or 30 bucks replacing all of the seedlings that just died, and who knows, they could just be eaten down to the ground again the next day. So until we can get the pest situation figured out, hopefully try and catch a lot of the voles that have been eating our plants, I'm very hesitant to put new stuff out into this area when I know that they like to eat these kinds of plants. That being said, we are going to go out today to get the chops, so while we're out, we will stop by the local nursery, take a look, see what the prices are like. Maybe I'll like get a few plants just to kind of experiment and see how they do. At the very least, if I put them out, I'll be able to gauge whether or not the animals come back to eat them after we've caught a few of them, hopefully. So that's kind of the plan as of right now. And yeah, we'll take you along for all of that and see if we can capture some of these voles. It's a 6-pack. So $6 for a 6-pack. Maybe we need this one, the high impact. Wow.
These are the sundews. We used to have these at the pond in New Hampshire.
These are cool.
Mm-hmm. Look at these red ones.
I've never seen red ones like that.
Me neither. The pictures too. These guys are cool. They're at least like a sticky thing.
These ones are slightly cheaper. 4-pack for $3.50. It's later in the day. We went to the store earlier today. We got some mouse traps, so we're gonna set those up. And we also stopped by the nursery, and I did end up getting some starts. At the local nursery, it was $3.50 for a 4 cell, so it's a little bit cheaper than when you go to like the big box stores. And also we were supporting a local business, so I was okay paying for that. And these are the starts that I ended up getting. I got a 4-pack of cauliflower, a 4-pack of broccoli, and then a 4-pack of cabbage. So this won't completely replace all the plants I started with because I did have like 30 something plants and I only have 12 here. But since I'm not sure if these are gonna make it, I didn't want to replace all my plants. I'm also not going to plant these out today. I'm not going to put them out until we have for sure caught some of these voles and hopefully gotten the population under control. So we're gonna go set up those traps. I'm gonna show you what we got. So we got 4 of these mouse traps. I think you can just use like the classic wooden snap traps, but we just got these plastic ones that were a little bit sturdier. The voles, from what I've seen online, are very similar to mice, but they might be a little bit bigger. So we wanted to get like the sturdier ones. So this is what it looks like. So we're gonna set these up in the little tunnel areas where the voles are. And hopefully, whoop, that'll get them. So we have 4 traps, and I think the plan is we're going to set 2 of them in the channels that we know for sure they use over here. So I was actually out here earlier today, and I swear I saw one of them run right along this channel. So I know for sure that they're using this one. So we're going to set one up here, and there's another channel down the way over here. We're going to do one there. And then the other 2, we're gonna set around some of the like entry holes that we've seen. Maybe around this one over here, because that one looks pretty large. And then we'll do one on the other side of the shed. I don't know if we've chosen which one to do because there are several on this side and we're not sure which one they use the most, but we're just gonna pick one of them and set up a trap on this side as well so that we've got pretty much all sides of the shed covered. So basically we just lay the trap right in the channel because voles pretty much just use the same pathways, and if you know that they're using this area, this channel, then they're just gonna run right into the trap. And when we did our little test run with the little cat toy mouse, the trap did snap up a lot. So we're gonna pin it down with some landscape staples right there just to hold it in place.
Hit a rock, of course.
Just to make sure that any birds or neighborhood cats don't get into this, after we set it, Aaron cut these little pieces of, what is this, gutter?
Tubing, yeah.
Tubing, like gutter. And we're just gonna place it on top, probably weigh it down with a brick or something, and that'll just hold that in place and protect it. It's also gonna make it so that when the vole runs along the pathway, if it like sees the trap, it won't like go to either side of it, it will run straight into the trap. So that's going to be more important for when we put it like in the holes so that they don't have any other way to go other than into the trap. But that's what that's for. All right, so we're going to finish setting up the other 3 traps. I think instead of doing the one on this side, we're gonna go a little closer to the shed here because they're probably living all under the shed, so we wanna get as close to there as possible. It looks like there's actually 2 holes side by side here. It's kind of hard to see the other one. There's a lot of, oh my gosh, it's massive. This one is so big.
Yeah, maybe do that one. What? Oh wait, it goes under.
Yeah, it's just, they connect.
So should I put it in there?
I think it's going to be hard for the trap to snap. I'm so scared one is going to come out right now.
I doubt it. I doubt they even like. They might.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
It's massive.
Yeah.
I mean, I can get some.
Yeah, actually, one thing I read is that after you trap a good number of them, you want to like cover the holes back up so that new voles don't come and try and live with them. So that's for after, but Maybe just do that hole because it's easier to, because there will be like one spot for them to come out of, you know? Versus like this, you don't really know, but...
Yeah, they'll probably come out this way. So just do it like up here.
Yeah, and then once we put the tubing on top of it, it kind of forces them to go like a certain way. Maybe we could block the other side with a brick.
Yeah.
So let's do that. I'll get a brick. All right, so if we put a brick on this side and then put the tubing over it, they can't go that way and they'll have to go and hit the trap.
Much easier to get in.
Yeah.
All right, watch your fingers. Oh gosh. Watch my fingers. All right. A little closer there. I'm gonna grab another brick.
So that's good?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So that hole actually keeps going there. So it's not just a hole they come out of.
It's a tunnel.
Oh, I saw something move.
Oh,
it's a frog.
okay.
It's a tiny frog.
Gosh.
That's our vole.
No.
It's not what I thought a vole looked like.
Just a frog. All right, so the traps are all set up, and as you probably saw, we didn't put any bait or anything in them. From all the research I've done, the voles are creatures of habit, and they pretty much just travel the same channels that they do all the time. And since we know that they're definitely here and they're using those channels and tunnels, hopefully we place them where they're going to be and they will just run right into the traps. So we'll try that. If that doesn't work, maybe we'll add in some bait later on. I've read that peanut butter is a good one. Or maybe like bits of apples or sweet potatoes, but we might not need that. So we're just gonna try it without the bait now. It's a beautiful night out, so we're gonna eat dinner on the patio and then listen out for any snaps and see if we get anything. So we will check back in with you and let you know if we do. Here's our dinner. I did kind of like a Mexican style breakfast with black beans and some eggs. We've got some homemade tortillas there and a nice view. We just finished dinner. It was a really good dinner, by the way. That's definitely a keeper. I just did like kind of refried black beans with peppers and onions and some frozen cherry tomatoes, and then cracked a few eggs in that mixture and covered up the lid so that they would cook. It's kind of like shakshuka, but with black beans. It was really good. Yeah, especially now that we're heading into egg season, I'm gonna be making that a lot, I think. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna go check the traps. It's only been like an hour?
Not even.
Yeah, something like that. So we'll see if we got anything. All right, so I'm not positive what we're gonna find, but just throwing a little trigger warning here because, you know, in case we do find something dead, it's gonna be on camera. So if you don't wanna see that, maybe close the video. Oh my goodness. Oh no, I thought it was moving. It's just a fly on it. There's already a fly on it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. There's already one in this one. Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's not breathing.
Can you take the brick off and open it up? That was so fast. Oh no. Oh, that's awful. All right, so we definitely got one. We're gonna get rid of it and reset the trap and see if we can get another. And we're just gonna keep doing this, I guess, until we stop catching them, or I don't know. Okay, yeah. All right, so there's one.
Oh, got that one.
Okay, nothing in that one. I know.
Oh, that one's up.
So you think that one got something?
Yeah, unless I forgot to set it before.
Okay. Oh no.
Oh, I don't think I did forget though.
Maybe something set it off, but...
Well,
all right, nothing in that one. So that one over there is definitely a high traffic spot. Get rid of it. Yeah, I read that they're orange.
they are.
They really are. Yeah, it really got his head.
That's good though. I'm sure it was instant.
Yeah.
So cute though. It's such a shame.
I know. They're cute.
They're really cute. Poor
They look so soft.
Yeah, it got him instantly. His eyes are...
Oh gosh, the teeth though.
I know.
All right, so we were definitely right about it being voles. After catching one and seeing it up close, that's definitely what it is. And I kind of can't believe we already caught one. It's been like less than an hour. So I am pretty confident in saying that we're going to catch more of them. We're gonna obviously leave all of these traps up overnight and probably for the next few days or weeks. We reset the trap that caught a vole already. So we'll check back in and update you guys on, I guess, how many more we catch and if we can kind of get the population under control. But at least we know for sure that we have identified the culprit, and we are on our way to hopefully getting rid of them. So that's gonna be it for this video. Sorry if it was a little triggering, but we kind of just did what we thought we had to do for our garden. Thank you guys so much for watching and following along with this, and I will see you again in the next video.
He's definitely down.
Yeah, it really gets the head.